Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Why, hello, and welcome to Oldie, but a Goodie. Why, it's a podcast that you're listening to right now that is hosted by Sandro and Zach, and I am your Crypt Master Sandro for the evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to this, because we are currently on break. I know, so scary. And so this week, we are creeping into a land of bonus content, patreon.com/oldie but a goodie pod, for the unleashing of our Friday the 13th podcast from 2022. It was a time when I edited the podcast, not Starkey. That's horrifying. Anyway, this is the start of that big mega series we've been doing over on Patreon over the course of 2 years. We've just wrapped it up with our review of the Friday the 13th remake from 2009. That's like 3 decades of movies. So damn scary. And so here it is, the full first episode of Friday the 13th from 1980. And let me let you in on a little secret. This one's a little bit spooky. So watch out. Yes. Enjoy the podcast.
Alright, setting scene. I'm Jason's mum.
Oh no.
And I've wandered onto the podcast set.
Yeah, okay.
My boy! My poor wee Jason!
Ma'am, what are you doing here?
My poor wee boy! He drowned in the lake!
We're trying to record a podcast.
My poor wee boy!
What are you doing?
He was drowning in the lake, and there was 2 white male counselors at the edge of the lake. They didn't save my boy!
What are you talking about? We're in a podcast. What are you talking about, a lake?
They didn't save my boy because they were too busy making a podcast.
There's no rain to be seen aside from on Zach's end.
My boy!
There's no water anywhere. This is audio form.
My boy was... And it's all your fault! Ah!
Oh my god, I'm being attacked by Miss Piggy!
Oh no! Quick! Here, take this random pan I have on hand.
Oh, I'll hit you, ma'am. You were killing people in a brutal way, but now you're just kind of flailing around and falling over. I'll hit you with the pan.
Ah!
Hit ya.
I'm not very intimidating! Ah!
No, you're not really at all, actually.
That's okay, because my son will carry the franchise.
Oh, I was going to come up with some joke about, like, oh, he's going to carry the franchise, but he can barely carry his own head because it's so big.
Oh, got him.
But then I was like, that's a bit mean.
Yeah, take that, you dead, drowned child.
Yeah, fucking weird Jason boy.
Stupid big head.
Oh my god, it's not only a Patreon episode, it's the start of the new series we'll be doing for like 2 years probably.
Whoa! An extra spooky episode.
Ooh, Friday the 13th. We're starting with Friday the 13th.
Whoa! So spooky.
I'm glad people voted this in because this franchise is a very interesting one. We're starting off with the first film. Now, usually, Zach, the way that horror franchises work, usually, is it starts off with a really good movie, and then a bunch of terrible sequels. Hellraiser, Halloween, Elm Street, Saw, bunch of others. Whereas with this one, the franchise didn't really get going until, like, the 4th movie.
Really? Because I haven't really gotten into it. Like, I watched this movie before, but it was a long time ago, you know, because it's like cult classic sort of thing. And so I haven't actually really been into the series. I haven't seen some of the later movies. So you're saying that's when they get good?
It takes a while for them to, like, even just get Jason his look. It takes like 3 movies, I think.
Yeah. I think I've actually seen Jason X. I think.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's seen Jason X. It's a damn good one.
Because that one's great. Just Jason, but space, lol.
And that is one that we will eventually get to as well.
I can't wait for it.
But we don't know. We started with the simple movie, Friday the 13th, which is just a bunch of teenagers. They're setting up a camp, and then they're all getting murdered.
Yeah.
And that's the whole film. And this film, I think, is pretty good. I like this one, actually.
Yeah.
I know I just said the franchise takes forever to get going, but this movie is really silly and very funny.
I mean, it sets the tropes that everyone will make fun of for the next 1,000,000 years, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
This is the camp counselors getting murdered movie.
It is. They are camp counselors and they're getting murdered, and that's the whole film.
Yeah.
There's no plot here like Halloween. There's no themes. There's no characters even. It's just murder.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing, right? Like, it didn't need all of that. Like, the rest of the movie franchise later on has to do other things, right?
Yeah.
Because if they're just doing murder stuff, everyone will be like, oh, you're just doing a worse Friday the 13th, right? Because it's the one that started it. It doesn't need anything else because it is the movie that had all this stuff. And then later movies had to be like, okay, we're murdering camp counselors, but
there's also a bad guy with mummy issues.
There's also a bad guy, and he has a hook, and he murders people with a hook.
Oh, he picks up a sleeping bag, he slams it against a tree. Someone's in that sleeping bag, they're dead.
About that. That's so good.
Yeah. We'll eventually get to all those. But yeah, no, it's an interesting movie because, like, behind the scenes, it's fascinating. It's basically just a cash grab. The movie is like, oh, Halloween was popular, we can make that.
Wow.
And so they made this. But it's fascinating that this movie, which cost like $500,000, they didn't even have a script. And it somehow like spawned this massive, massive franchise. It's fascinating because nothing about this movie screams this is going to be 12 movies
Screams.
long. You get it?
Screams. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very simplistic and it gets right into the meat of things. I think it's like having a meal at a restaurant and they just serve you like 2 pieces of steak.
Right.
There's no salad, there's no other things, But the steak is fantastic. It's like really good steak.
It's like you go to a pub and you order a palmy or a parma, depending on where you are in Australia. I say parma, personally.
Who calls it palmy?
That's a Sydney thing. Everyone in Sydney calls it palmy. I hate it.
That's the worst. Yeah, that's the first time I've heard of that, and I immediately hated it.
Yeah, I hate palmy. No, it's parma. It's parma. Or you just call it a parmigiana, which is also the correct option.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I just call it, no, can't think of anything. Anyway.
I call it a piece of chicken with a bit of cheese.
But yeah, no, it's like you go to a pub, you order one of those, no chips, no salad, just a massive, like the size of your plate, chicken palmy. That's, oh, fuck, I said it again. Anyway.
It's in your head now. You can only say it now. Palmy.
But that's what this movie is. Although saying that, a lot of people think this one's boring. Did you think this was boring? I don't think this is boring.
No, well, I think the reason people think that is because every other movie now does murder and thing and this, right?
Yeah.
So it adds more on top of this, whereas this is just, again, sort of plain. Would you say a plain palmy is boring?
I would not say a plain palmy is boring. No.
I would not either, but I think other people would. Like, just by itself, it is probably a bit boring for them. And I can't fault them for that, you know what I mean? Because it's simple. But it's delicious. And I enjoyed, especially the kills. The kills were juicy. Ooh.
They're pretty good. I mean,
this palmy is juicy.
Yeah. You're following on from Halloween, which is like just a knife. You're following on from that. And this one, you got arrows, you got axes, you got that thing that goes through Kevin Bacon's neck. It's just
I was about to say, was that an arrow?
I'm not sure what that was, actually.
But it was brutal.
Yeah, like the kills here, especially following on from Halloween, it's really solid. It cements Halloween being about the tension, and this franchise is about the kills. It really kind of made that distinction very early on, which I think is good.
Right, yeah. I think some people like the tension more, and some people just want to see silly, gruesome kills. Just a bunch of silly bangers banging and getting killed.
They are banging.
Banging and getting mashed.
The movie opens in the 60s with some people banging, and then they get killed. As well. I was like, I forgot about this whole opening.
Yeah, I forgot a lot of things in this movie because I hadn't seen it in such a long time. It was all the things. I forgot that Jason is just like an afterthought.
Oh yeah, he's not in this.
No, he's not. He's not in this. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's just. I thought it was like, for some reason in my memory, I had it as she was murdering things, and then he shows up at the very end and does a bit of murdering. Like they're like, oh, we stopped the mum, and now Jason's still there, and he kills him. No, it's all the mum.
Yeah, it's all the mum. I mean, there's a jump scare thing with Jason
at the end. Yeah.
The problem is with Jason is that his look changes every movie. So at the end of this film, he's like quite skinny. You get to the second one, it's like, oh, he's not skinny at all. He's a buff man. And then he keeps getting larger and larger as the series goes on.
Well, I think he's just been hitting the gym, Sandro.
Yeah. I mean, there's 5 years in between this one and the second one, I think.
I mean, what is a lake demon baby child drowned man gonna do but lift a few dead bodies, you know, while he's waiting for the next group of horny teens to show up.
Exactly.
You know? He needs to be slamming like sleeping bags, right?
Yeah.
You need to lift a few weights to slam a sleeping bag.
You do.
It's a fact.
It's a big
Yeah.
Especially if you want to go to space later too.
Yeah,
you're gonna need a really, and you're gonna go up against Freddy in another movie too.
Well, first off, I don't think he's planning to fight Freddy anytime soon. Second off,
no, we're about 10 movies away from that, I think.
yeah. Second off, wouldn't the sleeping bag weigh less in space?
Oh, that's a good point. In space, can anyone
hear you slam a sleeping bag against a tree?
Yeah. We've got, so the first 4 movies are kind of like the first era, so we'll probably get through all those pretty quickly. Then we've got a bunch of them, Jason Takes Manhattan, Goes to Hell, Jason X, Friday the 13th. We will probably end up doing the remake as well, because I kind of want to watch it.
There's so many different movies. I didn't realize. I had no idea.
Yeah, well, there's 12 movies, and it was just announced that there's going to be a TV show.
Oh, okay.
A prequel called Crystal Lake, which I've got no idea when that's coming out, but it'll probably be while we're doing the series, so that's great. But anyway, let's talk about Friday the 13th in terms of some moments, some kills, some fun stuff. I would say characters, but none of them matter.
Well, you could say actors. Because some of them matter.
I love the start of the movie after the flashback where we've got Annie the cook kind of running around town. All her dialogue is dubbed over as she's trying to get her way to the camp. And you've just got this creepy man, Crazy Ralph, being like, that place has got a death curse on it. You're gonna die.
I like the other character be like, he's a bit of a doom prophet, isn't he? And I was like, haha, that's funny because that's what they now call them all in every movie.
It's so cheesy and silly that I love it. I love it, and Ralph is honestly the MVP of the movie. He knew what was going on.
I mean, he's the only one that tried to help, but no one believes him because he's a crazy old man.
That's right.
But he was just trying to be like, get the fuck out before you die. If they had listened, they would have lived.
Oh, he says something else too. It's, I'm a messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Perhaps, Ralph, we need to tone it down on the messenger from God stuff, you know? Maybe that's why no one takes you seriously.
A lot of the actors in this, I think, are really good. The guy that plays the owner of the camp, He's great too. Unfortunately, he's like barely in this and doesn't even get a good kill, but you know.
Yeah. Well, you know. What, he had like 2 dialogues, right? He got to talk with 2 characters before he came back and got murdered, right?
Yeah, he like creeps on Final Girl, Alice, I think is her name. He creeps on her, and that's about it. So,
and he chats with the lady at the counter.
Yeah, that's right. What'll it be? How much do I owe you? Oh, just a night on the town, Steve.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah, so because they didn't have a script for this movie, and all the dialogue was just kind of made up on the spot, including, like, all the scenes, they were just like, I don't know, this happens? Because all of the kills, I think, were planned out.
Right, yeah. I was about to say, the kills, I'm like, what? That was kind of vital to the whole movie, and how they're all good. So it makes sense that they planned those out and nothing else really mattered.
Pretty much. Everything was just like, oh, we're going to shoot in the woods. How about you run up there? Oh, cool. It's that tree that you get killed at. We'll make you run there.
Yeah.
Is kind of how it went. But because of that, because all the dialogue was probably made up on the day, no one talks like a real person. And it's amazing. The dialogue in this film is so stupid. It's great.
Yeah, it's very robotic. I like how they play Monopoly, which is the most unrealistic part of this movie.
What? Camp counselors would 100% play Monopoly.
Yeah, but it's a bad game. The most realistic part of this film is that one chick who says, I hate Monopoly. Because it's a bad game.
Oh, it's fine. Just because you're a board game elitist. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing, right? You could just play so many other games that are just objectively better than Monopoly.
Yeah, but everyone knows how to play Monopoly from the get-go.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it a good game.
Yeah, but then you gotta spend 2 hours learning the game, and then at that point, you're not horny anymore, so you don't want to play strip
You don't need to spend 2 hours learning a good game. There are literal 5-minute games which you could just spend doing it better.
You saw these characters, it would take them 2 hours to learn how to play Go Fish. They're dumb. They're dumb camp counselors.
Okay, well, yeah, that's... Okay, you can teach normal human beings how to play a 5-minute game in like 5 minutes.
So the rules of strip Monopoly are if you land on someone else's property, you take off a piece of clothing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't... It's not as competitive. Like, strip poker makes sense.
Yeah.
But strip Monopoly, I'm like, that's a bit...
Yeah, how many hotels does it take for you to, like, lose everything all at once? Like, what's the economy here? What is a boot worth, you know?
It's just very silly.
Yeah, well, I think that's the idea, is it's just casual. If you land on someone's spot, you take off a piece of clothing.
Yep.
Maybe there's some extra rules like, oh, if they have a hotel or something, you take off another piece of clothing, or they choose the clothing or something. I don't know. I think they were just getting drunk and playing a dumb game.
I think the director was like, oh, we need some sexiness in this. What's a game that we've got that we can play? Oh, we don't have a deck of cards, but one of the crew member brought Monopoly, so let's just play that.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
That's funny. Oh, they kill a snake, too. That was interesting. I think they actually kill a snake as well. I think it's actually a snake being killed on screen, which is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
One snake was harmed during the filming of this thing. That's unfortunate. R.I.P. Snake.
Yeah.
He died for this movie.
Oh, one common complaint that people have about the Friday series is that, like, it's all set at a camp, but you never see any kids.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, they're setting it up, right? The whole idea is they're setting up. So, like, I presume this is happening, like, a couple of days before or a week before sort of thing?
It's 2 weeks before camp opens, is what they say in the movie.
2 weeks? Wow. Yeah. So obviously there's not going to be 2 kids if there's 2 weeks before they open.
No, it's true. It's more of a complaint for the later movies, I think, that like, oh, they're still just setting up the camp.
Oh, right. It's always just setting up the camps. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's somewhat fair, but also... I don't want child actors on screen, so good on them.
Yeah, I mean, I would, although it could be funny if there's like a Doom Prophet child, be like, you'll all die.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Child's being creepy is a different thing, right? Because childs can be creepy. They just are in general.
They are pretty scary. Let's talk about some of the kills. So Annie gets her throat cut, and it looks really good. It's a good throat cut, one of the best.
That's the first kill of the movie, right?
That's the first kill of the movie, yes. Technically the cold opening, but...
Oh, right, yeah. The first kill in this day and age. The first kill of these group of people.
Or maybe the first kill is actually when the font kind of comes onto screen and then glass shatters.
And smashes the glass. Oh, this is not your regular movie. This movie's font smashes the glass effect.
That was amazing. I forgot about that. Every time I watched the movie, and the last time I saw this was like a year ago, every time I watch the movie, I'm like, that's so fucking dumb.
It is. The whole opening is very funny.
It is, yeah.
It's very silly.
So that's the first kill, is a throat cut. And then I think the second kill is Kevin Bacon, because...
Well, yeah, there's the guy above. He dies first, right?
Yeah, but we don't see it.
Oh, you're saying first... You're talking about kills on screen? I'd still count that, right? Because the bit about that kill, right, is that they're banging underneath him.
Yeah, which, I mean, you'd know. Also, like, he's positioned in a way that Mrs. Voorhees would have had to carry him around the side of the bunk where you don't get up, the part where there's no room, put him up there behind a bunch of bags that are at the part where you do climb up. It's very well played. She's got a good eye for the theatre, this Mrs. Voorhees. She knows just where to put things.
Yeah, it's really helpful for the cinematographers.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like she was like hiding the body, right? And it makes sense to put him in a bed, right? Because then people think he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And if she puts him on the top bunk, people won't pay too much attention.
I like how she didn't bother to close his eyes, though.
Well, I think she's hoping people like don't climb up to have a look at him, right? That's the idea. And it kind of works, doesn't it, Sandra?
That's true.
I mean, they don't notice.
They don't notice. They're banging underneath this dead guy.
Probably more because it's like dark and rainy, so they just didn't see him.
But Kevin Bacon's death is amazing. So he's like lying down on bed, smoking a cigarette after getting his rocks on, or whatever they say the kids nowadays. He's very much more than mid right now. He's in a mid state of mind. He's just trying to mid out.
What are you saying?
Yeah, he gets a thing come through his neck, and you can kind of tell where his head is and where the fake neck comes from. Like, nowadays, you can kind of see it because we've got, like, remasters of the movie, but it still looks amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're being a bit nitpicky there. This scene's fucking awesome.
It's great.
Would you say this is the best kill? Because I think this is the best kill.
I think it's the best kill that we see actively happen on screen. I think the best kill is the axe. I think the axe looks amazing.
Oh yeah, the axe is really good as well. No, I just like the like on screen, because it's on screen. It gets like bonus points there, and it's like the sudden out of nowhere, a bit not jump scary, but like it's shocking.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't expect it. It's an unexpected kill that just suddenly happens. And it's really brutal, and it's very creative.
No, it is.
It's like, it's a very good kill.
It's really, really solid.
I'd say it's my favorite.
It's funny that Kevin Bacon's in this, isn't it?
Yeah. It's funny, because I think last time I saw him, he was a murderer.
Well, the last time I saw him was Tremors.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, last time you saw him would have been probably something that we've done on the show.
No, I probably saw him in Tremors, and he wasn't a murderer there. But,
No.
you know.
Well, he murders some Tremors.
Ah, that's true. Is a murderer. Killer.
Is a murderer. And he murders some hearts. Boom. Bang.
Ooh, mine. Kevin Bacon, please come back.
No, he's good in this. I like when the cop rolls up and it's like, have you kids been on the grass, the hash, the weed? And Kevin Bacon's like, no, smoking's bad for your health, sir.
Yep. Haha.
Oh, it's funny. So yeah, then his girlfriend gets killed by an axe, which looks amazing. You don't see the axe go into her head, but you see the aftermath, and it's fucking good.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal, because he just does a bang, and then you cut to her face, and there's an axe. I kind of jumped in my seat. I was like, whoa! Was not expecting to see axe in buried in there. Whew.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's
a very good kill. It's my second favorite. I still like the weird arrow implement through the neck more, but it is a very good kill. There's some good kills.
Oh, we get, I wrote down here, it's impressive how there's no character development in this one at all. They don't even attempt backstory for the counselors, but they do have a plot point where one of the counselors likes doing bow and arrows, and he scares a woman with the bow and arrow, like he's like, I could kill you with my arrow, but I'm not gonna, I'm a nice counselor. And then he gets killed with arrows. That's nice. That's good.
That's a little bit of irony?
Yeah.
Is it irony? Something like that.
Yeah, he gets, like, nailed to a door with arrows. It's great.
Yeah, it's brutal. And it's particularly brutal because she, like, opens the door and then closes it behind her, and he's just there, and she turns and is like, ah!
Yeah.
It's good.
It's so good.
It's good stuff.
And I think that's... is that all the kills? That might be all the kills, actually.
So you got bunk bed. There's the lady who gets tossed through the window.
Oh, yeah, that was really solid. You got the glass and everything.
Yeah. So she gets killed off screen, and then later on, when our main character is running away from the killer, she like locks herself in a cabin.
Yeah,
and she does some cool like Scout MacGyvering stuff to like lock up the door, but then a body gets like tossed through the window, which is pretty brutal. And it's a girl, and she's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's interesting how Alice, the final girl in this movie, is not the final girl because, like, she's the killer's obsession, like Laurie Strode in Halloween. She's not smart, like Nancy in Elm Street.
Yeah.
No, she just was asleep for a lot of it.
Yeah.
So she wakes up and she's like, oh, everyone's dead.
Yeah, it's like it just so happened that she was the last person.
Yeah. No, I think, like, her acting... I think all the acting is good, considering none of them have done anything else aside from this, really.
Yeah.
Mrs. Voorhees rocks up. She's in her knitted sweater, and she's like, oh, you can trust me. Oh, there's counselors dying. Oh, this is very sad. Oh, I'm so sad.
Just like how sad it was when my son died. Jason!
She is not hiding anything, this woman.
No, well, I mean... Honestly, she's kind of like playing with her food by not killing this counselor immediately, right?
It's great. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as she shows up and she's like, it was me! And they start, like, fighting. You're like, how did this woman manage to kill all these Well, I guess she had the element of surprise for everyone but the final girl.
That's it. Like, every single girl or guy she kills, all of them are murdered through surprise in the rest of the film. Every single one of them.
It's true.
Like, except maybe the first one. But I mean, that still was a surprise that she was driving somewhere that wasn't the camp.
I mean, Annie was completely overdubbed, so I think anything could have surprised her, honestly.
Yeah.
Because none of her dialogue was on set.
Haha. Yeah, the rest of him is just like, there was no overpowering needed because, you know, she had the element of surprise. Where this last kill, she spends too much time dialoguing to get that element of surprise, you know?
She goes full, yes, this happened, and then this and this, and I'm angry. Kill her, mummy, kill her. I will, my boy.
That's so great, though. It's so good, so iconic. It's so funny. Kill her, mummy, kill her. Yes, Jason.
Yes. It's also very Italian, because at the time, a lot of Italian slashes would end with, like, the person you didn't suspect was the killer was, like, it was the weak one. It was the old granny who was killing everyone.
Yeah. What's that one where the guy pretends to be his mum?
Oh, Psycho.
Yeah. Everything has to be a bit psycho, where it's this character that also is obsessed with, this other character sort of thing. It's very Psycho sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's a good, like, mixture of Psycho and, like, the Italian stuff at the time. It's a good kind of mixture with this twist. But also, like, it's probably impossible to find someone who doesn't know that the first Friday movie isn't Jason. But if you could find someone who didn't know that and show this to them, their reaction at the end of this is going to be amazing. They're like, wait, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Well, I had that sort of thing where I forgot that he didn't appear, right? Because every other Jason movie has Jason. Jason's the main villain.
Yeah, he's the guy.
But in this movie, the main villain is just this random mum. And I completely just forgot that he wasn't in it. So it was a bit... It almost was a bit of a surprise for me. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, she's the crazy one murdering everything.
She's the crazy one. Oh, I haven't talked about the soundtrack. It's so good. The soundtrack throughout it is amazing. Yeah. Oh, hang on 1 second. My shopping's arrived. I'll be back in a sec.
Spooky shopping. Shopping, it's so spooky. He's actually getting murdered at the door. It wasn't the shopping, it was Jason's mum.
It's so good. So apparently, I think there's a documentary episode on the movies that made us that covers this movie. And it was like meant to be like kill.
Kill.
And I can't remember what the other word is. Kill car. I'm not sure what the car's meant to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure they explain it in like a later movie.
It's like kill. Counselor? No.
I mean, I would say it's like kill her. Kill. Maybe. I don't know. That's kind of dumb, though.
Yeah. Don't know what it... But obviously the kill makes sense.
Kill. Ah, it's so good.
Or maybe it's like
Kill. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3 dead counselors.
Anyway, she beheads Mrs. Voorhees with an axe, and it's pretty good. And that head goes on to be in most of the movies, I think.
Yeah.
And then just when you think the movie's over, oh yeah, why does she think, oh, I killed the bad guy, I'm gonna go out in the middle of the lake in a canoe without a paddle?
Oh, right, yeah, I don't know, maybe she was going to drown herself, because you could have a theory here that, what's-her-face tried to drown herself, right? Instead of actually being attacked by Jason, because that was more of like a dream sequence sort of thing.
I think so. I don't know if that was... Yeah, because it makes more sense if that's meant to be a dream sequence, because that does not look like Jason.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think. But obviously, if Jason does exist, it could have been Jason. But my theory is she was just kind of like done. So she's just like, I need to get away from this place. So she quickly hops in a canoe to just get away.
Yeah.
Which makes some sort of sense.
Definitely does make sense, yeah.
It is also late at night and she's running for her life from a killer, so she might not be thinking quite correctly.
And then she gets attacked. I like that moment too. It's like really nice music, slow zoom in. Oh, the cop's there and they're waving. And then like it just suddenly goes, Rah!
Yeah. Demon baby, water child. Rah! That was great.
Oh, I wrote down all the slaps. I think there's a scene where the mum's trying to be threatening and she's just slapping the...
Slap. Yeah, it's a very weird fight scene. I don't know how she plans on winning. As you said, she can't really overpower people with her strength.
No.
So it doesn't make much sense for her to try and combat this young lady. But yeah, she gets some slaps in.
I also like how there's not many red herrings in the movie towards who the killer is.
Yeah.
Like, you could say that maybe they want you to think Ralph is the killer, but I don't think Ralph is... Like Ralph's an absolute legend. Ralph's warning them from the start.
They don't really set him up, like, a lot.
I guess maybe Steve, because he's got the same car as Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah, but, again, it's not really, like... They don't try and put the, shotgun on the mantelpiece. There's none of that stuff. It's just like, you're kind of wondering who it is, but they don't be like, oh, it's this person. Oh, joke's on you, it was actually this person the whole time. We're so clever and you're so dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly.
it just doesn't really have it as a main plot point sort of thing. It's just a sort of reveal. Because what it could have done is it could have had her be at the start of the film, right? And she's really nice, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're getting the camp back up," sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the movie. I'm giving this a goodie. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's a very silly slasher movie that I think is a lot of fun, so I'll give it a goodie.
Great kills, including when the mum gets killed herself.
Really? Yeah, that was really solid.
Good head chop. Mm-hmm. I love that neck stump.
That's a beautiful stump.
Yep. Thanks, Sandro.
You're welcome.
And great kills. It's iconic for a reason. It's a classic for a reason. For the next 30 years, like everyone's just gonna now copy this or make parodies of this or have a kid named Jason drown in the lake while two counselors are kissing as a joke in a film,
what
in a very good film.
What do you mean? Wet Hot American Summer doesn't make fun of this movie at all.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's good fun. So definitely a goodie from me.
Yeah, 2 goodies there for Friday the 13th. It's going to be interesting to see how the franchise grows.
Yes.
Which ones we like and which ones we don't. I already know which ones we'll definitely like.
Jason X.
Because I've seen a few of these before. Jason X. Number 6. We'll like the 6th one too, because that's the dumb comedy one.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen any of the other ones, really. I've seen this and Jason X, and maybe something else, but I don't remember, so.
Well, the next one is, a year later, they did Friday the 13th Part 2, which is directed by the same guy who directed Texas Rangers. So, yay, can't wait.
Oh, good. We sure loved that movie.
We do. And Jason is in that one as well. The time has finally come. It has been 2 years in the making, but finally, I'm Sally McSeller, I'm an American, and I'm here to tell you that Sandro and Zach have finished the Friday the 13th series over on Patreon. They've done all 12 movies, and they're wrapping it up this month with the brand new episode on Friday the 13th, 2009, the remake produced by Michael Bay. Here's a clip.
It annoyed me because they had the rehash of the plot at the very start. You had that little cutscene where we see Mum die.
Yeah, they reshoot the ending of the original movie with Mum.
And then later on they have a character talk about it and repeat the intro again. And I was like, I know, you just showed me that movie. You don't need to tell me again.
No, but Zach, it was funny in that scene because they were sitting around a campfire talking about it. So it was meta, actually. Well, that sure sounds like it was a fun review. A fun watch? I don't know. You'll have to listen in to find out if it's a good one at patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod, where you can get all 12 episodes of the Friday the 13th mega series by Sandro and Zach. So many highs and probably even more lows. You can also get ad-free episodes up there. That's patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. And if you just want the Friday the 13th series, it's currently all in one collection, a little bit cheaper than usual, so go check that out. I've run out of music, so I'm gonna go now. I'm an American. Yeehaw! But yeah, we'll probably get into the second one maybe in January, but first things first, more important than the future is the present, and what's better in the present than raving reviews, but I'm in charge.
What? What a gift to me! Because it's a present. It's a gift. Ha ha!
Turns out the real Friday the 13th were all the days we had along the way.
What?
I don't know.
No, the real Friday the 13th was the reviews that were left for us on Letterboxd.
I like that. This review is from Kai. Kai's one of my friends. Anyway, Kai says, Oh, yeah, I wrote one of these reviews, but not this one, obviously.
Yeah,
Kai says,
it's your friend Kai.
the problem with strip Monopoly is that you still have to play Monopoly.
Agreed. Just play anything else, please. People, board games are good. Monopoly is not a good board game. All right.
It's fun sometimes. I like the version where they want you to cheat.
Yeah. I think cheat Monopoly is the exception because it actively allows you to break the dumb rules of the game, which is great fun.
There are some dumb rules in that game.
Yeah. 4 out of 5.
It's 2.5.
Wow, low rating. Wow. Kai's wrong.
This review's from McVitt. McVitt says, this movie should have ended with a post-credit sequence scene of Ralph looking right at the camera, saying, I told them, and then shrugging.
I agree. That definitely wouldn't have taken away from the film.
Yeah.
That would have only added. It would have been very stupid. And then yeah.
Great ending, I reckon.
3.5?
That is 3.5.
Hey!
Yeah, good work. Anna Hart as well, Anna Hart. This review's from Matt, who says, there aren't enough horror movies with killers wearing cable knit sweaters.
It's true. Agreed again.
It's true.
These reviews are pretty good. All of them so far has been objectively correct. 4 out of 5.
Oh, it's 2.5 again.
Oh, a bit low. Come on, guys. This is minimum a 3.5.
Well, Angela says, I'd like me a slice of that bacon.
Well, you could have one. He's dead. You could just take it.
Fucking Letterboxd is great. I love Letterboxd reviews.
4. Come on, gotta be a 4.
It's 2, actually.
Oh my god. Why are people so negative?
Sarah says, Mrs. Voorhees would kick Michael Myers' ass. And Myers, it depends which Myers we're talking about.
I would disagree on any, because she gets beaten up by a camp counselor, the one thing she's meant to kill.
Actually, you got me there, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, I guess I should go negative 2.5, maybe?
That is 4.5.
Oh, of course it is! Of course it is! Now that I'm going negative, it's high. God damn it.
But yeah, Freddy versus Jason? Nah, we want Freddy versus Pamela. That's what we want. Freddy versus the mum. Freddy versus Miss Voorhees. Oh, maybe Jason's got a thing for MILFs. Maybe Young Gravy can be in it.
Oh, I hate everything you just stated. It started off so well and then went so wrong.
And the final review is from Patrick, who says, a very violent Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
And she would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you one singular camp counselor.
Yeah. 4 out of 5.
That is 3 out of 5.
There you go.
Which one do you think mine was?
Yours has to be the 4.5 one, right?
No, that's not my one.
Oh, okay. Then it's the sweater one.
No, it's not the sweater one. No.
What? It's not enough sweaters in...
No, that's not my one.
I have no idea then.
Mine was the post-credit sequence with Ralph.
Oh, of course. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, there we go.
You rated it low on purpose to trip me up.
No, I gave it 3.5 and a heart.
Oh, wait. That's the only one I got.
Yeah.
I should have guessed. Damn it.
That's it. We've started a new mega series, and honestly, it's going to be better than Police Academy. I think it's going to be better than Police Academy.
Well, at least, bad horrors are more entertaining than bad comedies, right?
That's true.
Because if you're bad at horror, it's funny. Where if you're bad at comedy, it's not funny, and that's the problem.
I reckon we'll do Friday the 13th 2 as our second episode in January when we come back. I think for the first episode of January, do you want to do Avatar 2?
Oh, right. They're releasing that.
Because that's out in December, but we are banking them. Wink, wink.
Haha. What? Shut up. No, don't tell them. God.
I kind of want to talk Avatar 2 with you, because I think that'd be pretty fun to talk about.
I think that would be fun. Maybe they have more iconic characters than the first one. I mean, maybe it's not Pocahontas. Fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Surely they can't do Pocahontas again.
I would love it if they just do Pocahontas again.
But this time they're in the water or whatever this new one is.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think that would be fun.
All right, so for January, we'll do Avatar 2, we'll do this. But for the next episode, the final episode of the year, are we doing the Pinocchio thing?
You're the one who said it. And you're going to have to live with your decision, Sandro.
How about we definitely both do the Pauly Shore Pinocchio movie? Because we need to do that one.
That's the good one, right?
That's the dumb one.
Oh, shit.
That's the Hi, I'm Pinocchio. Hi.
Okay, yeah, we both do that one.
And I'm going to go to the cinema to see the Guillermo del Toro one. Do you just want to watch the Disney one?
Yeah. Okay, we could divide and conquer here. That way we don't have to all of us watch 3 Pinocchio movies.
Yeah.
We could just watch 2 each. Yeah, I feel that. My boy, Jason. He's a real boy now.
Oh boy, what a great episode that was. Do you want more like that? Do you want to hear that Pinocchio episode we were talking about at the end of that one? Or do you want to hear the other 11 Friday the 13th podcasts that are kind of like that one? Well, you can go to patreon.com/OldieBodyGoodiePod and you can get those episodes. And they are not free. But you know what is free? This episode. And what's coming out next week on the main show, where we get back to our regular scheduled program and review Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, also known as Rebel Moon Chapter 1, A Chalice of Blood, at patreon.com/OldieBodyGoodiePod. Once again, where for now, for a limited time only, you can get all of the Friday the 13th episodes for cheap. You can buy them and you can own them forever. You don't have to subscribe to Patreon, you just buy the episodes and you get them for cheap. They're cheap. All 12 of them, they're cheap. Right now, go there if you want them. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.